Recent research reveals that almost two-thirds of individuals admit they're partly responsible for their financial liabilities. This debt often arises from uninhibited spending, student loans, credit cards with high interest rates, and unforeseen personal and medical emergencies. Consequently, millennials are burdened with towering dues that only increase due to added interest. Suppose you've just accomplished something big like completing your college education, dipping your toes into car ownership, or grabbing the keys to your first home. In that case, there's a strong likelihood that you are dealing with some level of debt. Millennials in particular are often trying to navigate the highs and lows of financial independence. Designing a forward-thinking strategy to meet your financial ambitions and wave goodbye to lingering debt is crucial. So before starting, subscribe to the channel and here we go. Common types of millennial debt. When it comes to financial burdens, millennials certainly have their plate full. This generation faces several kinds of debts that can impact their dreams and future plans. Understanding these debts can be crucial in managing and eventually overcoming them. Here's a straightforward rundown of the most common debts shouldered by millennials. Student loans. Starting with the notorious one, student loan debt is a significant part of most millennials' lives. Pursuing higher education isn't cheap, and many rely on loans to cover tuition, books, and living expenses. It's like carrying a heavy backpack long after you've left campus. But remember, with the right payment plan, that weight can get lighter over time. Credit card debt. Credit cards are a double-edged sword, convenient but potentially dangerous for your wallet. They're great for earning rewards and building credit, but high interest rates can quickly turn today's purchases into tomorrow's financial headaches. Keep an eye on your spending and try sticking to a budget to keep this debt in check. Auto loans. For many millennials, a car is more than a luxury. It's a necessity. With auto loans, the excitement of driving off the lot should be balanced with the responsibility of monthly payments. Picking a vehicle that fits within your budget can help keep this particular debt manageable. Personal loans. Sometimes, unforeseen expenses like medical bills or home repairs catch us off guard. Personal loans can help bridge the financial gap, but add another slice to the debt pie. Scrutinize the terms and be mindful of the interest rates before signing on the dotted line. Home mortgages. Owning a home is a dream for many, but it typically comes with a 15 or 30-year mortgage commitment. It's a big step involving plenty of paperwork and financial planning. Ensure you're ready for the long haul before purchasing that charming townhouse or cozy apartment. Medical debt. No one plans to get sick or injured, but medical debts can accumulate rapidly when health issues arise, often adding stress during already difficult times. Health insurance can mitigate some costs, but high deductibles and out-of-network charges can still create a hefty bill. Payday loans. While payday loans promise quick cash, the extraordinary fees and interest rates associated with them can create cycles of debt that are hard to break free from. Approach these with caution, or better yet, explore other avenues for emergency funds. Escaping the grip of debt is a significant step, yet it's only part of the task. The real test lies in maintaining a debt-free existence. To make this a reality, you need to thoroughly comprehend your spending patterns, put your debts in order of importance, and construct a blueprint for your financial future. To help you with this journey toward financial autonomy, here are 3 easy-to-follow tips. Number 1. Adopt the zero-based budgeting concept. Remember observing your parents hunched over the kitchen table, calculator and checkbook in hand every week? They were most likely busy preparing the household budget. This weekly ritual gave them a clear idea of their weekly grocery expenses. Ideally, your parents have instilled in you certain financial habits now that you're managing your own household, or perhaps even a family. But what if they didn't? Don't fret. We're right here to guide you through it. Zero-based budgeting is a financial management technique that has gained popularity in recent years. Unlike traditional budgeting methods, which consider past spending patterns and allocate funds accordingly, zero-based budgeting starts from a zero base, where all expenses must be justified for each new period. Every expense must be justified and prioritized, ensuring that funds are allocated to the most important areas first. Number 2, take on the high-interest debt first. The most effective way to pay off your pile of debts is to approach them systematically, tackling them one after another, beginning with the debt having the highest interest rate. By focusing your payments on this particular debt first, you successfully wipe it out faster. Once you're done with that, you can then shift your attention to the next debt on your list. This method not only simplifies the process, but will also help save significant money over time. Number 3, understand opportunity costs. Opportunity cost is the potential benefit that could have been gained from an alternative use of resources. In simpler terms, it's what you give up in order to pursue a particular option. It's essential to consider this when making financial decisions, especially when it comes to spending and saving money. Understanding opportunity costs can help you prioritize your financial goals and make informed choices that align with your long-term plans. Take an example. If you decide to spend $500 on a fancy new gadget, you're losing the $500 itself and the potential to invest that money and earn interest over time. This mindset of considering opportunity costs can help prevent impulse spending and encourage smarter financial decisions. Number 4. Spend no more than 30% on housing. The golden rule of budgeting suggests that housing expenses should ideally not exceed 30% of earnings. However, if you find yourself spending more, it's time to rethink your living arrangements. One effective way to reduce these costs is sharing a place with roommates and dividing the expenses among each other. Another feasible alternative is returning to your parental home if it's not too much of a hassle. Employing this strategy, you can divert the funds that would otherwise go towards rent to settle your outstanding debts. Interestingly, this isn't an uncommon practice. In fact, a sizable portion of the millennial generation, around 32% of individuals aged between 18 and 34 years, have already opted for this approach. For the first time, it has become the preferred living situation among this age group, with more and more young adults turning back to their parents' nest. This trend is driven by high housing costs, student loan debt, and the desire to save money. It may not be a long-term solution, but it can help keep this particular debt manageable. Number 5, keep an emergency fund. No one knows what the future holds, which is why having an emergency fund set aside is crucial for financial stability. An emergency fund should cover at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses and can serve as a cushion during unexpected events like job loss, medical emergencies, or major car repairs. This fund should be kept separate from your regular savings and only used in dire situations. For example, suppose you suddenly lose your job. Instead of rushing to use your credit card or take out a loan, you can rely on your emergency fund for a few months while you secure new employment. Warren Buffett once said, "It's only when the tide goes out that you learn who has been swimming naked." This quote aptly applies to financial situations as well. It's during tough times that your financial habits and preparedness are truly tested. An emergency fund can help ease the burden of debt and give you peace of mind, knowing that you have a safety net. Number 6, use the debt snowball method. It's high time we address this. Life happens, and it's tempting to believe that postponing those loans is the best course of action, at least for the moment. However, the longer these loans loom over you, the more interest accumulates, and the longer they stay. No matter how appealing a friend's wedding, a shiny new car, or a 2-year adventure backpacking may seem, they aren't worth the future stress they will inevitably bring. And since you've already planned out your budget, it's time to roll up your sleeves. Ask yourself, where can you possibly reduce your expenditure for a while to help clear your loans? This is where the magic of the debt snowball method steps in. Compile a list of your debts in ascending order, regardless of the interest rates, and start tackling them with vigor. Once you pay off the smallest, roll that minimum payment over to the next in line and witness the snowball effect propelling you on your journey to being debt-free. Now's the time to consider supplementing your income. Maybe try a side gig, work additional hours, or even sell items you no longer need. Every little bit helps and can be put towards your debt repayment plan. The key is to stay committed and motivated, and soon enough you'll be celebrating your financial freedom. So if you like this video, subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up.